This is a video for pages 11 and 12. It's a different procedure that you can use in case you're a little bit stronger in algebra, a little bit better at memorizing things. If you remember, there's a couple different ways to write the equations of a line, and one of the useful ways to write the equation of a line is called point slope form. Now, this form is not one that is part of the math study syllabus, so it's not in the formula sheet, and if you're going to use it, you need to memorize the format. Now, if you do memorize the format, it makes the process of making the normal line equation easy. But so here is the format that you would need to memorize. Y minus y1 equals the slope m times x minus x1, where x1, y1 is a point that you want to make the line go through, and m is the slope of the line. So these are the two pieces of information that you would need to make this equation of a line in this format. And if x and y is just the variables, so you wouldn't need to substitute anything in for x and y. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it this way. And if you like this way, you can do normal lines this way. First couple steps are the same. You still are going to want to find the gradient by using dy dx or tangent. And then you are going to find the perpendicular to that gradient, the negative, by finding the negative inverse of it. And then now from this point, you would use the original point given in the problem to substitute for x1, y1, and then you would find this you would put this negative inverse in for the m, and then you would be done unless they tell you to find the equation of the line in a certain form. But if not, then this is a form that's as good as any. Okay, so I'll show you how to do it this way. So the first, I'll show the procedure up here at the top. So the first thing you need to do is you need to put the original function into the calculator, into y equals, so that we can find out what the tangent slope is. So we're going to put in 2x squared. And we're going to graph it because we want to find the slope of the tangent line. And we want to find the slope of the tangent line at x equals 1, right? We also know that y equals 2, but what's important in this case is x equals 1. So we're going to do second calc dy dx, which is option 6. And then we're going to find it at x equals 1. So we enter 1. So dy dx is 4 at that point. So we know already that the m value for this one is 4. And then we also already know that the point that we want the line to go through is 1, 2. Now remember, the 4 here is the tangent line slope. Okay? So, and the tangent line is the line that goes kind of like this in the same direction as the curve. And what we want is the normal line, which is going to go through like that, right? So the way we're going to find the normal line slope is we're going to take the 4 and we're going to do the negative inverse of it. So it would be negative 1/4. So in this case, our m value is going to be negative 1/4 instead of 4. And we're just going to substitute it in. So instead of m, we're going to put negative 1/4. And instead of x1, y1, we're going to put 1, 2. So we'll put the 1 here in for x1, and we're going to put the 2 here in for y2. And so this is our answer right here. Okay? We'll do one more. So now we'll do number 5. So number 5, we want the function x plus 2 times 5 minus x. So we'll type that in. X plus 2, 5 minus x. And we're going to graph it. And we're going to do second calc dy dx. dy dx is option 6. and it's going to wait for us to tell us where we want to see the dy dx for, and we want to see it at x equals 0. So we will type 0, and it tells us that the dy dx value there is 3. So we'll say, okay, at that point, the dy dx, we also write that y dash, right, is equal to 3. And what we want to know now is the negative inverse of it, so that we can use that for our normal line. And in this case, I'm going to, instead of writing m, plain m, I'm going to put m with a perpendicular symbol there. So that means it's the normal line, because the normal line is perpendicular to the tangent line. Okay, so I'm going to invert it and take the negative, so it'd be negative 1/3. So it'd be y minus something equals negative 1/3 x minus something, and the y minus something would be y minus 10, and the x minus something would be x minus 0. Okay, so there we have it right there. Okay, and if you like this method, you can use this method on these problems where they ask you to find the equation for a normal line.